The thoughts, views, and opinions are that of my own. I'm not a salesman. I cannot be bought. This is all entertainment. Let's go.
The cipher. It's the new cipher.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Peace, 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 peace. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Y'all know what time it is. This is
the cipher. The cipher.
What up, what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do, what's cracking? How y'all feeling tonight?
The cipher. It's the new cipher.
All right, let me get some things situated. Give people enough time to come in. Y'all know what it is. Y'all already know I should be sponsored by this brand when it comes to the lotion. Let me change some of my light up in here real quick. Yeah. Go ahead and get the mood right, get the mood right, get the mood right. Let me make sure everything's going good.
The cipher.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
See, we got 33 people in here. 33. Peace, 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 and more peace. It is a vibe. It is a vibe. It is a vibe. So, this is episode number 56 of the Cipher. I'm not going to say 56 lives because I also have done 3 uncensored lives. So we're more like 59. But when it comes to the Cipher, those are going to be separate shows from my uncensored. I'm kind of making that a different thing within the thing just to kind of see how that goes. But what inspired today's video? Well, first, let's talk about what today's video is. I live in the Northeast and I can smell autumn around the corner. Now, I'm not necessarily finished with my summer videos. I'm not necessarily finished with those. I still want to drop a few. Like, I think y'all want to know my most complimented summer videos. Wednesday, I'm going to be dropping the most complimented Boadicea fragrances money can buy. That's like, if compliments is all you want, to be honest, you don't even have to buy another brand. These 10 are going to be elite. You can just hang it up, call it a day. These are outside, not what I like the best. I'm telling you, when you wear these, it is a wrap. That's coming out Wednesday. But today's list is the best fall fragrances for men in autumn of 2025. That's what we talking about today, right? Best fall wedding fragrances for autumn 2025. Let me rephrase that. So that's what this video is going to be about. What inspired me to do this video is I had a member in the Cipher who got engaged yesterday, I believe. And I was already planning on doing this video because when I started looking at my timeline on social media and stuff of that nature, it seems like a lot of people like to get married around autumn time, around fall. Some of your vacation destination weddings happen in the summer, but I feel like some of the best weddings that I've seen or pictures always happen around October-ish, November, October. Things set late September is when a lot of people like to get married. So I've been holding off on doing this, but I'm going to do this list a little bit different. I want to do this list by talking about if I was an attendee, if I was the groom, and if I was the best man. the attendee, the groom, and the best man. That's how I'm breaking it down, and I'm gonna have about 5 per. 5 for the attendee, 5 for the groom, 5 for the best man. So with this said, let me do the intro again. So when I edit it and I do it, it'll be easier to do it. For all those new to the channel, appreciate you tuning in. For those who are returning, I appreciate you returning. Today, we're going to be talking about the best fall wedding fragrances for men in autumn 2026. We're going to be talking about 5 from the attendee, 5 from the best man, and 5 for the groom. Now, I need to give you my disclaimer. My disclaimer, number 1, when it comes to wedding day scents, it's really easy in the grand scheme of it. What I would do is wear your favorite fragrance. Why? Because you're making a positive memory. So that's 1. So if your favorite fragrance isn't on the list, it's okay. It's your favorite fragrance. It's your wedding. It should mean something to you. We don't need to argue about it. 2, wear her favorite fragrance on you. Why? Because as men, we all know that the wedding is really kind of her day. It's kind of what it's her day. It's about her, really. You're there as a supporting cast. We know this, right? You're the eye candy from the main course meal. You're the appetizer. But it's her day, so you can wear something that she loved on you. I would choose something maybe like whatever you wore on your first date, I think would be a great fragrance to wear for wedding day fragrances. Whatever you wore on your first date, because you're making memories. So you can say, I wore this fragrance on the first date. I wore this fragrance when she was looking so beautiful walking down the aisle. That's memories that you just can't recreate. So I would do one of those 2 things. Your favorite fragrance, her favorite fragrance on you, or whatever fragrance you wore on the first date. Again, if there's no need to argue about fragrances in here. Trust me, when I was doing this list, I could have literally did this list with nothing but Rajas in my collection. And it would have been a Raja heavy fragrance list. I wanted to break it down, so I kind of picked and choose what I was going to use. I didn't want to use too many Raja Dove fragrances or too many Boadiceas, because I could have stayed there and really gave you a list in the grand scheme of it, if I'm going to be honest. But I didn't want to do that. So again, if your favorite fragrance is on the list, do one of those. This, again, look at the tag. This is entertainment. These are some fragrances I curated that I would wear in those 3 occasions. With that out the way, this is in no particular order. There's no 1 through 5, and this number 5 is better than number 1. I'm just choosing 5 fragrances. You can rank them how you rank them, and I'm going to talk about them. So, with no further ado, let's get to it. So, the first fragrance on this list is a fragrance that I would wear as an attendee. So, how would I define that an attendee? Well, of course, somebody who's attending the wedding. But no, I would also look at a fragrance is I'm not there to be the main party. I'm not there to draw attention from the people who should be getting attention, which is the bride and groom and the wedding party. I'm there vibing, but while I'm vibing, I don't like leaving my house without also smelling really elite and really good. And I think you can do that without drawing too much attention. So with this particular fragrance, we're talking autumn. I wanted something that I find to be extremely masculine, woody, slightly citrusy, with a little bit of musk. But masculinity is key. Something refined, elegant. I'm going to be suited. I'm not going to be in a tux, but I'm going to be dressed nice. I'm not going in jeans and t-shirt. So that I keep that in mind. And the first fragrance we're going to talk about is from the house of Boadicea the Victorious. And this is lavish. Lavish. To sum this up, what some people can call this is if you took Tom Ford's Grave Vetiver, but you amped up the performance of it, you made it more well-rounded and complete, that's what you would get from here. Some citruses, I believe orange is in here. You got clean, grassy, slightly earthy vetiver. This is just professional, refined, and again, masculine. You're dressed up, you ain't gonna draw attention like from the crowd, like take over a room, but people around you will be like, bro, that's a really good smelling man right there. Golly, you might pick up something. If you're going solo dolo, you might lead with something, in the word of Denzel. And that's what I see with this one. This is just a complete overall fragrance. And this isn't one of the most expensive Boadiceas. I believe you can find this for under $300, if I'm not mistaken. I believe I have in the shop, and I've tagged some of the products that I'm gonna be talking about. So click on there. I think I might have had a link for this one. And of course, that is commission based, but great fragrance, great well-rounded fragrance, and one that is going to perform, is not going to draw too much attention. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is a easy 8.5 to an 8 to an 8.5 for me. It's just a complete masculine fragrance. None of that unisex nonsense. That's what this is. And that's Lavish from Boadicea the Victorious. Moving on. For those who have questions, and I'm doing the live, if you have questions for me, try to keep those at the end of the live. Depending on how fast I get through this, we can have the second half of the live just shooting the shit and chopping it up. But I want to, for the people who came to just hear this list, I want to make sure I just give them what they need, if nothing else, for replay value. So next up on the list, this is one that I can call a modern, masculine barbershop fragrance with great performance. I've talked about this fragrance in several lists. I'm on the verge of almost calling this a masterpiece, but I don't really think I want to call it that. But I'm on the verge. I am on the verge of it. It's really that good. Nothing feminine about this. Again, none of this unisex nonsense. This is a man who has life going on, but it's not old. It is not old. We're talking 35 up. You can definitely pull this off. And this is from the house of Zaharoff. And this is Second Soul. Second Soul. This to me smells like, well, it goes into several different changes. It's slightly boozy, but in the opening, I get reminded of shaving cream, like lathering shaving cream, but none of that like cheap stuff. Like you went to a really good barber who charges like $100 to get your face shaped up. But after they put the hot rag on you, they put the rag over your face, they clean your pores, they got the massaging thing in their hand, like they're steaming your beard, like they're doing the absolute works on your face. A barber is everything that you get. And to me, when it starts off with this, you get that lathering of shaving cream. Such a beautiful, refined, elegant, masculine scent. Again, none of this unisex nonsense. But as it transitions, you get something that, again, the booziness comes through. You get some dark woods, and you get this supple leather. And that's where the refinement comes in. When you talk about a fragrance and you're talking about masterpiece, or you're talking about, and I'll do a video on masterpiece later on, but I'm talking about the whole wearing experience. It's not about performance, even though this performs well. It's about the quality of what you get, the wearing experience. When you get a car, people can say the new Corvette is faster than a Lamborghini. Yeah, the new Corvette could be faster than a Lamborghini on the straightaway or the track, but it's really about the driving experience. And that's why you can have your new Lamborghini, but I'll drive up in a 1980s Porsche And I don't care that it's faster. It's about the driving experience. Because if fast is all that mattered, then a Tesla would be the best car ever, the Plaid. Or these e-cars would be the best cars ever because they're just throughout the roof fast. It's about the driving experience. And when you talk about fragrances that you deem to be that, it's really about the wearing experience and how it makes you feel. This is modern, it's masculine, it's classy, it's refined, it smells of quality. One of the best Claude Deer have ever created. One of the top 5 Zaharoffs in his catalog. That's Second Soul. Beautiful, beautiful composition. Moving on. Next up is a fragrance I have talked about on many videos. This again is a modern, masculine fragrance. None of that unisex nonsense. And I think there might be a few that might have a little bit of unisex to it that's going to come up later. But this is just a modern, masculine classic. This is a timeless fragrance. This is from the House of Florists, which is a timeless company. And this is German Street. German Street. What you get here is something that's citrus, spicy, woody, aromatic fragrance. It's clean. Now, when you start talking about these clean, just refinement, it's when you just smell fresh. It's not about, it's something about smelling like good soap. That's what it smells like. Good hotel, 5-star, but you're not staying in any hotel like a modern hotel. You're staying in this like one of those classic regal hotels that's been around forever, but have top tier service. The kind of hotel that you can go downstairs and get a Michelin star steak. So it has a steakhouse in the basement. The type that has some of the best old fashions, and the bartenders aren't wearing jeans or all black, this modern stuff. They're in like a bow tie serving you. This is refinement. This is class. This is elegant. This is, you know what you're doing. You're not trying to draw attention because you are him. You know you're him. You know you have things together in life. And that's what you want to smell. You want to smell clean. You want to dress the part, feel the part for the environment. That's a wedding, and that's German Street. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is an 8 out of 10 fragrance for me. 8 out of 10. You can find this for under $100. Again, I tagged this in videos as I was searching. I paid for this, but I tagged it. Great, great scent. Just a masculine scent. 30s and up. 30s and up. Young men, you start getting at 28, depending on where you work at. If you work in the office or you work in corporate, start thinking about fragrances like this. It's easy. Just have it. This is timeless. It's one of them kind of fragrances you can buy now. And even if you say, you can put it on the shelf and table it for later. Because I'm telling you, when you're 35, 38, you're going to want to reach for this. This German Street from the House of Florists. Masculinity in a bottle. None of that unisex nonsense. Next up. This might go fast, so we can have a chit chat after this. Next up is a fragrance that this fragrance, based on the changes it has gone through since I've had it, I know for a fact that it has to use naturals because the perfume inside has changed and gotten darker. And as it's gotten darker over time, the smell has changed slightly and become just more well-rounded. Not that it was a bad composition to begin with, but it's a really good wearable oud fragrance. And this is from the House of Fragrance du Bois, and this is Sarah. Now look at the color. Look how dark this is, how dark this is. This is dark red fragrance perfumery. When I got this was like light brown. If anybody got a new bottle, it's probably light brown. It's not this dark. And you can almost, well, it won't show up on camera, but it stained the paper into like a brown red. So if you're wearing a white shirt, I would keep this away from your shirt because it stained this paper. You can't see it, but it stained the paper. That's how dark this has gotten. Excuse me. Woody, that rose, but it's not too rosy. Not too rosy. There's something spicy, peppery, almost like saffron. You get this wearable oud that Fragrance Du Bois uses. I believe they farm their oud out. I believe it's farmed. I don't think it's wild oud, but don't quote me on that. I think pink pepper. There's a little bit in here, some black pepper in here. Oh, man. Syrah is just such a wearable, non-animalic oud fragrance. Again, I get it. Artisanal guy, you're going to say there's no real oud in here. Listen, say that on your channel, spread that word, and if you get sued because they can prove that it's real oud, that's on you. You can do that on your channel. There's too much oud, and especially I believe this might be farmed. And it's definitely not Indian oud or even Cambodian. I don't get that. It smells more of the like Vietnamese kind of Japanese in that area region kind of oud, if anything. Very airy, but yet woody, dry, almost like cedar a little bit. I think cedar might be in here. And I'm getting a little bit of that sweetness from the oud. Listen, you can almost wear this casual. This is a great autumn scent, but also, to be honest, this is just a great signature scent. You can wear this in the high heat. You can. Me personally, in the high heat, I like something that's more citrus forward, but Syrah Oud is just absolutely amazing. And to me, it just doesn't come off like a Middle Eastern, how can I word this? It doesn't come off like your traditional Middle Eastern ouds. Even when if you try to compare this to like a Raja's oud collection, because I have all Raja's ouds. I have his oud, I have his amber oud, and I have his musk oud. This doesn't smell like any of those. It does its own thing. Great perfumery. And again, it's changed colors. I think this could be unisex, but for me, because of the dry woodiness, I just think it's a masculine scent. Can a woman wear it? Sure. But to me, this is a masculine fragrance. And that's Syrah Oud for the Attendee. On a scale of 1 to 10, to me, this is an 8 out of 10. I got better rose ouds and ouds that I like to wear a little bit more than this, but overall, great fragrance. And that's for the Attendee. Last but not least for the Attendee. Again, I'm not putting these in no order, but this is a fragrance that when I do my weekly rotation, this will be my scent of the day for Monday. I'm just going to go ahead and give it out. I wore it today. The weather was around 70 degrees, and this also inspired the video. It was around 70 degrees with a nice breeze. We got a little bit of drizzle later on in the day, but I went for a walk and put this on, and I was reminded why I love this so much. A little bit of fig, some leather, but more of a suede, aquatic nuances. And that's from the house of Savoir Faire. To me, I think this is his best fragrance over Soul Cafe. And that's Love Suede. Love Suede from Savoir Faire. This to me is like driving down the coast near some water in a convertible. You know what I mean? A S63 convertible. Just enjoying an Aston Martin convertible. That aquatic, that suede, no, it doesn't go into that Ganymede thing. No. This is an aquatic suede that does its own thing. It's a little bit green. It's dry, woody, almost like a driftwood is around. with a hint of like bergamot or fruitiness in the background, but it's not too like fruity, overly fruity or sweet. It's just this good composition of being fresh, being refined, being exotic. And it smells like Alcantara. Just, it smells rich. It just smells absolutely rich. To me, this is my favorite fragrance from the house. Easily. Soul Cafe is nice. Don't get me wrong. That smoky woods, ambery, that blood orange in the top. But this is just one, besides the fact that I'm glad that an independent perfumer made something that didn't smell like something else. And I bought this. This wasn't gifted to me. I bought this. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely amazing. My favorite. I find this to be masculine. Can a woman wear it? Yeah, she can wear it if she want to. But when you want to talk about the ocean breeze, Alcantara, with a hint of fresh sweetness almost out of Hiddick, that's Love Suede from Savoir Faire. Refinement in a bottle. Those are my 5 for the attendee that would wear at a wedding in autumn. Any one of these 5s, I'm telling you, they speak to me. Again, I have other fragrances back here I could have chose. But when I was smelling and picking up stuff from the shelf, and I'm like, I'm the attendee. I don't really want to do too much. But in the event I'm solo dolo and I pass some people or give some people a hug, or there's some women, because now it's the after party after the wedding and we're cutting it up on a rug and I'm dancing, and some single women might be there. I might want to, I still want to be like, damn, who, I want them to say, who is that? That's the attendee. That's the kind of mindset you should have. Who is that girl? Who is that? Who he come with? Hey, he friends with you? It's the easy layup, because you clearly know one of the parties. They gonna check with the other party and be like, who is that? He smelled good. He looked good too. Look at him. And you over there at the bar that's paid for because it's an open bar, and you just chilling, drinking, you having conversations, you feeling confident, you feeling good because you know you smell good. That's what the attendee is about. It's fun time. Those are masculine and fun. We're going to move on to the best man. So we talking about the best men fragrances, right? For the best man. The best man, your guy, your best friend, your right hand is getting married. That's your right hand. You have to make a speech. You have to be wearing that shit. You got to have that ish on. You got to have it on. But you don't want to smell better than your man. But you got to let people know, this is my road dog. When we go outside before the marriage, we used to get them. Back in the days, we passed them back and forth. We shared. You know what I mean? We both might have cracked the same joints in the past. This is my right-hand man. The stories. We ran from the shootout. We also walked in the club and we booked the twins. And we was in different rooms, but we could hear each other like getting it in. These are the stories you have that you can't say at the wedding. You might get divorced. But you got to know, he can wear that, I can put that on too. So we're going to go with those fragrances. Again, none of these are in order, but this is what these fragrances are. This is a fragrance from a fragrance house. I consider myself the king of this house. I've had all their fragrances outside of, well, now I need to catch up because they're second generation. I don't have any of those. I smelt them, but I also don't really want to pay the money. If I got them, it'd be kind of be for content, but we'll see what happens in the past because I do love the house, and that's from the House of Spirit of Dubai, and that's a barrage. This is a Middle Eastern Chypre, the way Middle Eastern Chypres should be. That leather, sandalwood. I've been talking about this for 5 years now. 4 or 5 years now. I've been talking about this. If you go back and look at any of my signature scent or like signature scent fragrance videos, I've been talking about this. Bro, bergamot, oak moss, labdanum, perfect chypre. But they also add this aromatic lavender. There's a few fragrances I own where lavender in them are done to absolute perfection. This is one of those fragrances. The lavender couldn't be done any more perfect. It's a great balance within the chypre composition that gives it a sense of cleanness, yet aromatic and soapy. But that sandalwood, the sand off of my skin, pops. If I had to leave my house in an emergency and you can only pick a few fragrances, I would want to pick this fragrance. If I could only pick one Spirit of Dubai fragrance, you can only have one. And I got bangers. I know how I feel about Narcissi. This might be the one. This might be the one. And the fragrance I also don't talk about is the second generation of this with the globe. I ain't a mall. I haven't talked about that. I ain't talked about that rose oud. I've had that for years. I've not discussed it. I gatekeep that. Benzoin, rose oud, slightly boozy. But this right here, when you want to talk about Spirit of Dubai, you want to talk about Middle Eastern, you want to talk about rich, regal, Lamborghini with the white Bengal tiger in a passenger seat of the Lamborghini with the Alcantara, rich for no apparent reason. That's what this is. That's what this is. This speaks to me. A barrage from Spirit of Dubai. Moving on. You're the best man. You got to have that issue on. It's your man. Next up is a fragrance that might be one of the best from the house. I wish I got the original before it was discontinued because people who I know who have it say there is a slight difference in the composition. But this to me, pound for pound, all around, signature scent wearable fragrance might be the best from the house. And I might be able to say easily one of the best, if not best signature scent fragrances from the house, easily. And that's from the house of Raja. That's Isola Blue or Oligarch. Now, I wish I had the Oligarch, the other versions of it, but this is vetiver in a bottle. To me, Elysium doesn't stand a chance for me. It just doesn't. This performs like a champ. This pops off of my skin in a way that's absolutely so vibrant. That lime, those citruses, the green, herbaceous, spicy, aromatic, the vetiver. Oh my God. Bro, you talk about signature scent fragrances, masculine, none of this unisex nonsense. Clean, fresh, I got it together, I smell good, I turn heads, I feel confident. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Isola Blue. You're the best man? Yeah, my guy gonna have some stuff on. This next list, he gonna have some stuff on. But I'm having some stuff on too. I'm going to give a great eulogy. Oh, I'm sorry, speech. Because, hey, my man, we can't run them like we used to. That's my man. But that's my brother, and I've gained a sister. Isola Blue. Now, if you don't want to pay the price for a 50 ml, I know for some people, you don't have to go get a clone. I think a great alternative people don't talk about is Vetiver Sensual. No, that's not totally the same from Mancera. but it is it's about probably as close as something not being a clone that I've smelt in comparison, about as close. But this is Isola Blue is absolutely, it is to me another must-have in the collection. You talking signature scent. Don't get me wrong, I like my exotic fragrances. I like those fragrances that will start a conversation. I enjoy those. I enjoy those fragrances where it can be a hit or a miss. A very controversial fragrance, where it's like, some people like it, some people don't. I like those that get the people talking and going, and that's what I want to do. This is universally loved. I don't know many people don't like the smell of it. I don't care about the price. Some people gonna say price. Performs like a champ on me. That's our Solar Blue from Roger. Moving on. Masculine. What are we saying again? Put in the chat. None of this unisex nonsense. In the chat. You said Basso does have similarities to our Solar. I haven't smelled Basso. I'm just, if it is close, I don't need to buy it. Because I'll buy another bottle of our Solar. Oh my God, bro. Amazing. This next fragrance. Now, when I was making this list, I was saying to myself and I said, I should do it. I should pull it out. Because as the best man, I might just pull it out. But I said it's discontinued. People can't find it. I can't pull that out. But I want to pull it out. Pause. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What is discontinued? I can't do that to people. That's too much. That is too much. Right? I might steal a show with that. So I said, okay. EQ, what's the next best thing? What's the next best complimented thing to which fragrance you really want to talk about, but you can't? I said, you know what? I got something for him. And this is from the house of Boadicea the Victorious, and this is Hasu. I wanted to talk about faith. But, people paying $1,000 for it, I couldn't. I mean, I got mine for like $5 2 of them. I'm not paying that for that fragrance. I think it's great. I'm not. Congratulations to those who did, because you got something you want. Value. You found value in that. Price versus value, right? To me, I think if you missed out on that in the event that you did, and since this is still in like the 500 mark, which is basically the original price of what Faith was kind of going for when it was originally out, I think you can wear this and be satisfied. What is this? This is Boadicea's inspiration clone, whichever words you want to talk about, of Ganymede. Now, Ganymede is a great fragrance. Don't get me wrong. To me, this takes out anything that you don't like from Ganymede. The stuff you like from Bois Imperial. So take out the stuff you don't like from Ganymede. Maybe the inky mineral note. Take the things that you like from Bois Imperial. Clean. This laundry kind of feel to it. And then combine those together. Add this very juicy mandarin orange feel with this almost sweet woody hay. And you got Ganymede. You got Hasu. Hasu is a winner. Probably one of the few Boadiceas from their Zodiac collection that I'd be like, you gotta have, like, even though it's kind of like a clone inspiration of an original fragrance. Most of them, I don't think you gotta have them. You don't gotta have Tiger to me. You don't have to have Hanuman to me. Hasu, you gotta have. Ditz, just like Faith, gets the hugs going. And because of that leathery, almost aquatic, fresh nuance, it's great for a wedding. You're in a tuxedo. It works. Oh my God. Again, if you don't have Faith and you don't want to pay $1,000 for it, this is a great alternative. No, you can't combine two fragrances to get it. It's not going to happen. I have those two fragrances. It is not remotely the same. But this is just, it will tickle your fancy. And that's Hasu from Boadicea the Victorious. Chef's kiss. Chef's freaking kiss. Hasu just, to me, Hasu is the best Ganymede to Ganymede. It's better than Ganymede. Better. A lot better. Faith is a lot better than Hasu to me, which almost goes Ganymede, but it's more than that. Hasu spits on Ganymede, spits on it. Wearability, transition, sweetness, performance. It just overall is just chef's kiss. Moving on. 157 people. Appreciate you tuning in. Please hit the like button. Next up is a fragrance I think I just kind of have to have it on this list. I just think I just have to have it on this list. This is a really good patchouli rose fragrance. A classic patchouli rose fragrance. The name suits it. Pink pepper, patchouli, rose, bourbon vanilla, got that hint of sweetness. It's just really, really good. And this is from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. And that's tuxedo. Tuxedo with a tuxedo. It's tuxedo. Now, if you want to wear a clone, by all means, wear a clone. I'm not telling you what to wear. I'm telling you what I'm choosing. There's many great clones of this. I've heard. I don't know. I'm not interested. But there's a freshness up top. That rose is extremely citrus. That patchouli is green, slightly earthy with that vanilla. There's almost the way the spices, the citruses, the rose, the woods play with each other in the vanilla, in this dance that's almost boozy. Something I get in this that I didn't get from like the Rochas man is it just almost comes off like good wine. It has a wine element to it. The way they play with each other, the ambergris, because the ambergris almost gives it this watery, playful nuance with this just boozy aspect that just with the amber note, it's just, man, I should wear this more. But sometimes when I go outside and I'm really, really trying to be him, I just put on faith. That's what I wear. But this is just, you're talking a wedding. You're talking a best man. You want people to know you got style. You have charisma. You're self-aware. All eyes are, the best man getting eyes on him. The guy who hands the ring. Think about it. As the best man, you're also in the picture. When they're taking pictures of the bride and groom doing their thing, the best man, you're in those pictures. So you got to look good. And if you look good, you got to smell good. You're going to be talking to a lot of people, shaking a lot of hands. Put it on. Put that ish on. That's from the house of YSL. Tuxedo. Put it on. Now, this can be a little unisex. I think a man should wear it, but a woman can do what she want to do. But I would say it's kind of unisex. Next up. Oh, man. I might get in trouble for this particular fragrance. People will say I might be glazing. But I'll go into why that just can't be and how that's absolutely impossible. This fragrance might be fragrance of the year for me. I have to stop wearing it because I will be out. I wore this the way I wore Faith. There are certain fragrances when I get them and I smell them and I wear them, I will just want to continuously wear them and I have to stop myself. I did that with Faith. I wore it for like 7 days straight. And I was like, whoa, yo, the juice is going down. I got to stop myself. And that's when I was like, yeah, I got to get a backup bottle. When I should have bought 2 backup bottles when I had an opportunity. This fragrance gives me that, and there's no fear that it's going to be discontinued. I think it should stay around. I would fight the owner if he discontinued it. But I don't think violence is the key. And this is coming from the house of Day 3 Fragrances, and this is Desert Rain. I've talked about this fragrance enough. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, you got this for free. You're glazing it. Well, I'll say, you can say that. You can say I'm shilling it. You can say that. But I'll give my reasons of why I'm not. I have all his fragrances besides Downtown Deja Vu. I've never talked about any of his other fragrances as much as I've talked about this. That's one. 2, people say, well, you're saying it because you want more free bottles. I never talked about that many fragrances this many times, and I still got this. And I don't want to sound arrogant, but if Mike comes out with something else, even if I didn't talk about this as much, he's probably going to send me that too anyway. That's just the relationship we have established. So it's not I don't need to do that for content. Do I want to see him win as a human? Yeah, absolutely. But F all that. Is it good? Bro, I cannot stop wearing it. Leather, fresh, watery, aquatic. It's almost like Love Suede, but it's not. But Love Suede is more suede and rich. This is more like soft, like that perforated leather, AMG kind of leather. That's what this is. This is just almost had that new car smell leather to it. Listen, when I like something, I like something. When I think something is worthy of praise, I'll give it praise. When some things just blow me away, they blow me away. This is one of my favorite releases of the year. Now, I say that not saying that I've tried every single release of the year. I haven't. So I will be transparent in that. But I think this is his holy grail for his brand. And it's scary because I don't think he can top it. Yes, I'm putting a challenge out. I don't think he can really top this. I think whatever he does will be good, but I don't think it'll top this. That's Desert Rain from Day 3 Fragrances. If you put this on, bro, this is going to work. It's going to work. And the reason it's going to work, anybody who smells this doesn't smell like anything on the market. You will be wearing something that smells so good, very compliment getting, yet is unfamiliar to people's noses. That's what's going to make people converse. Because they're going to be like, what is that? That's Desert Rain from Day 3 Fragrances. Chef's kiss. Listen, it is what it is. I'm okay. If you want to call me a shield for that, cool. But you're not going to find no affiliate links for that brand under my name. I have none. I have no discount codes to give you. I have none. No discount codes, no affiliate links, and he's going to give me a bottle or whatever just cause. I didn't ask for it. He come out with something else, he'll probably give me that too to smell. He may or may not. Might not. That ain't the motivation there. That is a really good fragrance, and you can sample it before you get it. So those are, that's 5. Those are 5 of the best men fragrances. Again, remember, when you're the best man, you're in the pictures, you're giving the best man speech, you're in the tuxedo, you are also somewhat the center of attention, especially if you're looking good. So you might as well smell just as good as the groom. Moving on. All right. The next 5 for the groom. The groom, the groom, the groom. You are the greatest accessory of the day. The groom is the greatest accessory known to man. As you see her coming down the aisle, you thinking to yourself, damn, this cost a lot of money. You thinking to yourself, damn, this is it, bro. The same old. Say, nah, let me stop. This is a great day for you. You found the love of your life. And they say who has found a wife has found a good thing. So you have found a good thing. You have found your best friend. I hope she is your best friend. I hope you can have fun with her. And this is the woman you're going to create family and memories with. This is your day to support her. But while you at it, you might as well be wearing that ish, right? You might as well be wearing it. So let's go with the first fragrances. Let me see what's wrong. No, I mean it's nothing wrong with it, but somebody said what's wrong with having a discount code. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just know when people say someone's shilling, they'll say, well, they're doing that to have no different than when I say some of these TikTok people be glazing fragrances and they have the TikTok shop and they be doing whole 24-hour live TikTok shops live. I mean, it's kind of no different. I would understand the hesitancy of a person constantly talking about a fragrance if they also had a discount code. I'm kind of cynical like that myself. So there's nothing wrong with it, but I get the people questioning it because I'm also cynical. So I get that. There's nothing wrong with it, but I get it. Let's go through with it. Appreciate you coming in, Jason. All right, so this fragrance right here, this is the groom. I gave you the groom spiel. I gave you who he is, right? I figure if you're going to get married, this is your day, and you're going to be the man, you have to go with a DNA that is legendary. I don't care what it is, you got to go with a legendary DNA. But you can make it a little bit more refined if that's even possible. So why not go with Absolute Aventus? Absolute Aventus. Why not go with that? Just what can we say about this? A more masculine version of the Aventus DNA, a more grown-up version. And that's crazy because I think Aventus is rather adulting anyway. Oh, fresh, great, masculine, spicy Chypre. It's good, man. Over the years, and again, I sprayed this, let it set. I don't wear this every day. I've enjoyed it getting better. And I don't want to go into the fragrance is better because it's set and it aged. I'm not getting to all that. But some fragrances do kind of smell better when you wear it a couple times, you spray it. Now, pound for pound, I still like Aventus better. Pound for pound, I like Aventus better. But when we're talking about a wedding, and I'm like, okay, I like Aventus better because I'm not always going to a wedding, which is why I would always go with the Aventus DNA over this because I'm not always going to a wedding. But I think if you're going to a wedding where you're going to be wearing that nice tuxedo, whether it's a black tuxedo, gray tuxedo, maybe dark brown, depending on where you are, what you got going on. You know, it's from Armani or something, or Hugo. Ferragamo. Yeah, man. I don't think I need to talk about the Aventus DNA forever. I think we know it. I think there's enough of reviews about it. Masculine, citrus, woody, Chypre. Amped up with spices, great performance, great masculine fragrance, great DNA, legendary DNA. The DNA is king for a reason. Too many people have copied it. And that's Absolute Aventus for the groom. Moving on. Okay, so this is a fragrance, and I know I've been sitting here talking about, well, no unisex scents, masculine scents. True, I've been doing that. But I want to pull out a rose oud into the equation. I think when it's your day, when you want to puff your chest, when you want to do your thing, when this is your day, I think you have to go into some rose ouds. Now, I could have went with one of my favorite fragrances of all time, and that definitely could have easily been here. Could have easily been here. But I didn't want to do that. I think that'd be cheating and being easy. So I want to go with something that I find to be extremely powerful, wearable, compliment getting, will damn near fill a room depending on how much you spray. It has a possibility to be a room filler. I know for a fact it is a sillage filler. What do I mean a sillage? I mean will leave a scent trail from that will stretch. The scent trail will stretch. I mean, after you pass people, it's still going to linger for some time. And this from the house of Frederick Mall. And this is The Moon from Frederick Mall. The Moon. Oh, bro. This is another. It's slightly boozy, that raspberry. I get tons of like almost leathery, woody kind of fragrance. Tons of Cypriol. Tons of Cypriol. This fragrance for me is something that, depending on the weather, it kind of smells not really different, but it does different things. You can wear this in the summertime because of the fruitiness. I would be careful. But that woodiness in the summer with the raspberry, I mean, the raspberry is almost like a liqueur. It's very jammy, like a jammy liqueur. The woods almost smell like a oak barrel with some smoke. So it's almost like a charred oak barrel. And I think the Cypriol helps with that. Tons of Cypriol. Now, are they using oud or oud accord? I don't know what Julian used on this. Oh, bro. This is the kind of fragrance that in this room, I can leave this on my table, come back tomorrow in this room, just off the 2 sprays I put on this tester, I will still get remnants of the moon. Now, I haven't smelt the dawn. I haven't smelt the night, which I heard is extremely animalic, like smoky animalic. I have other oud fragrances, so if that's the case, I don't need to get it just to say I have it. I don't need that. I don't want to collect that. But the moon, if you don't get any other Frederick Mall fragrance, and there's a ton of Frederick Mall fragrances I can recommend, but if you only want one, and you want one that's going to draw attention, one that's going to be pleasing to the nose, exotic, go with the moon. Go with little. You do not need a lot. This is for a wedding, maybe 4 sprays. I mean, if I really want to be darn, I might do 6. But it also depends on what the wife is wearing, because you really don't want to overpower her. It might ruin her day. So balance that off of that. But little goes a long way on this. This 50 ml was all I needed. I don't really go over 4 sprays with this ever. I don't. A little is better for this, the way people smell it. I have a fear that too much will make that oud and Cypriol be a little too sharp, too pungent. A little gives people a whisper. Sometimes when you're wearing rose oud, you want to let people whisper the oud. You want the oud to whisper, not scream. That's what really makes oud sexy, which is why attars or what is it, a tolu? I believe what the swabs, I can't think of the name right now. That the reason why those work is because it's very little pure oud oil in the way that just whispers around you, in the people around you, is what really makes that good. Even if it's truly animalic, that whisper when you wear oud, think about the whisper, especially on this side of the world. But more people getting used to ouds. The moon is one. I just think you have to you just have to I would recommend the moon over most Frederick malls in general. I would recommend the moon. Moving on. Again, if you have any questions, save them till the end. We only have 3 more fragrances to talk about. I will give my final cut for editing purposes, and then we can shoot the shit, because it seems like I'll be done at about 1 hour and 15 minutes, give or take. Coming up, let's see. This is a fragrance that I'm glad I had in my collection. When it comes to this particular brand, but this particular line from the brand, I have almost every variation or rendition of the line besides one. And I've been hunting for that one so long that I can't find it, that I've reached out to the brand, not because I want a free bottle. It's I want to know, do they have reserves that I can buy? Because sometimes a brand might be sitting on a reserve. You never know. Bro, I need that. If you got a reserve, you got one in the stash, I need that for review purposes, because I would like to do a video comparing all these fresh kind of DNAs. I would love to do a video on that. But this rendition is probably one of my most complimented. Well, that might be a stretch. Let me not say that. That's a borderline lie. But it's highly complimented. I think the florals in this composition is what makes it different from the others. And yes, it stands out. This is from Ormond Jane, and this is Moncera Floor. Now it's a little shiny, and you ain't gonna be able to see it. But what this does is take that Moncera DNA, add rose, I believe some iris, jasmine, I think ylang-ylangs in here. And it has that ISO-E super, tobacco, juniper, bergamot stuff up top. But those powdery, I think violets in here too, these powdery, citrus, blooming florals that also have a hint of creaminess. And then you have that musk in the base with the ISO-E super. Bro, I put Floor on this list as I'm talking because y'all can't find it. I think this used to be a Fordham Mason exclusive, but y'all not going to find it. So it kind of sucks that I didn't want to talk about Faith, but I'm talking about Floor now. That sucks. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all might be in a group. Y'all might find somebody who might be selling their bottle. Good luck. Y'all might find that. If y'all do, I say grab it, bro. If you love the DNA, that cool mountain breeze, fresh off of florals, a bed of heady florals, some creaminess, this soft like cloud, just sensual, but yet has that smoky, masculine, woody tobacco. I believe some cedars in here, sandalwood maybe, ISO-E super, ambergris, I believe, or ambroxan. Oh, bro. This is, I love Cuba. I love Montebot Cuba. I love Rio. I love Aruba. I love those. I love Intensivo. Intensivo was my baby. Floor, I just need ivory. I need ivory. I need it. I want to give up some blood to get it. Yeah, man. But Floor is just beautiful. It smells like it should be worn at a wedding. I could have almost put this as an attendee in a crowd. I could have put this in the crowd. But as the best man, you letting people know, yo, I wear that. I mean, as the groom, you letting people know, yo, I wear that. I'm the groom. I'm him. Now on Fragrantica, they compared this to like 20 or 30 people said this smells like a particular fragrance, and I think those people are idiots. If you're one of the people who said this smells like on Fragrantica, you're an idiot. And that's it. Yes, absolutely. It smells nothing like that fragrance. Moving on. And that's Fleur Montebat. The next fragrance, and we're coming up on the last two, but this fragrance is legendary to me. This has a floral, leathery take to the fragrance. It's floral, it's leather, it's buttery iris. This might be one of the best iris fragrances you can buy for money if you can find it to buy. I think this is hard to find. Or if it's not hard to find, retail is just kind of rather expensive. You don't see this pop up on groups for people trying to sell it. I'm glad I have a bottle. And this is from the house of Boadicea the Victorious. And this is legend. Legend. Look at the cap. Sheesh. Bro, this is easily one of the best iris fragrances money can buy. It's just, when you... Listen, man, if you like iris, Dior, I get it. Dior Homme Parfum and stuff, y'all did that. Harmonious, you did that. Great. Good job. Bravo. Congratulations. When you talk about the iris note, I don't think there's an iris fragrance that's going to compete with, when you talk about iris and then you talk about florals and then you add that it feels when you smell it like a soft brown leather cashmere jacket. Like this leather, this isn't your Wilson's leather jacket you can get for $250. This is like a $10,000 leather jacket. It that's made from like some of the rarest of cowhide. Oh man. Sometimes I want to ask myself, is this a leather fragrance or is this an iris fragrance? The way musk is used here is so classic. It's like this could have been from Guerlain. Raja Dove could have created this. If anybody's familiar with like Chanel, the way Chanel uses musk, their musk in Le Lion, their musk in Cuir de Rousse, their musk in trying to think another one, Coromandel. It's a particular musk in there. It's like classic. It's regal. It's not old. It's not vintage. It's just this smells like it. If I want to call this a leather fragrance, which I'm tempted at times to call this a leather fragrance, it's top 5 leather, but it's also like top 5 iris. Yeah, this smells like it should be worn at a wedding. Just smells like it should be worn at a wedding. This too, on Fragrantica, has been compared to a particular fragrance. People who said those are the same, they're also ridiculous in if you clicked and said it's the same on Fragrantica, I don't trust you or your nose. Don't ever recommend me a fragrance. But this is number 2 from Boadicea the Victorious, and that's Legend as the groom. Moving on. Last but not least, this fragrance is when you talk about, I've worn this fragrance casually. Now, when I say casually, I wasn't in like Jordans and sweatpants and t-shirt casually. I'm talking about a pair of jeans, button-up shirt, you know what I mean, some nice soft bottom tennis shoes, something like that. I'm telling you the compliments. The aldehydes, the florals, the leather, the woods, the way it's constructed, the wearing. There's people who do videos that say fragrances that smell like money. And I get it. It's great clickbait. But this fragrance smells like money. If I'm getting married and I'm not choosing like whatever the first date fragrance I'm wearing is, I would choose this fragrance. It smells like it should be worn there by somebody, and it might as well be the person getting married. This is from the house of Raja, from their Alt Luxe collection, and it's clearly named Raja. Those other 2 fragrances said in Fragrantica, people said Floor and Legend smells like Raja. No, it does not. And anybody who says that is absolutely insane. This has real gold flakes in it. And they say that's not even the most expensive ingredient in this fragrance. Now, is it worth the $3,500 that it retails for? I mean, you figure that out. I'm not telling you, but on discounters at best price, maybe 15. For the most part, you're gonna pay $2K for it. But with this, because they give you extra tops, because the flakes will get clogged up. If you do it, I've learned that I shake this up before I spray it, because I want to get those flakes away from the stem. And even some of the flakes came off on paper. This fragrance, listen, man, this fragrance is, again, a lot of people going to say, it's not worth it. It's not. I'm not here to tell you. I'm not here to tell you that. And I don't want to debate that. But Raja Dove, the way he uses aldehydes, and a few of his fragrances have it, which I almost was tempted to put on this list. I was almost tempted to put Cheapie Extraordinaire on this list. I was almost attempted to put RDHP 15, 20, 21 on this list. Cheapie, Raja, I think he used to work at Guerlain. Don't quote me on that. Somebody could tell me. I think he used to work at Guerlain. And he clearly learned a lot from being there, because it smells like legendary perfumery that's timeless. It's sort of powdery. It's leather. It's fruity Cheapie. When it comes to Cheapie fragrances in my collection, I don't think many people can beat Raja. So much so that the Egalev, which I liked and ranked high, I don't think is even in my top 6 that I own. I don't think it's in my top 7 that I own, actually. This, I don't care. This will get compliments. If you are dressed up, I'm talking button-up t-shirt, jeans, or you're at a wedding. Of course, if you're in a suit or anything like that, and you wear this, now, at my wedding, how many sprays would I probably do with this? Probably like 15 to 20 is what I would probably spray on this. I want to be smelt. Yes, I want to. Yes, I'm doing probably about 20, if not 25. I'm shaking this up. I'm going up and down the jacket, the back of the neck. It's going back to if I rented out the tux, like I'm spraying down. Probably like 25, anywhere from 20 to 25. Maybe 15, maybe start at 15, see what it's doing. And then maybe right before I go out, maybe hit myself with another 5. And then right before the reception, hit myself with another 5. Again, I get it. Price is going to be an issue for a lot of people. Some people will say it's not worth it. I get it. Trust me, I do. But I'm telling you, when the heat hits this, those aldehydes, that citrus, those florals, I believe yang-a-lang's in here, adding this creaminess to it. Leather, or the labdanums adding this leather to it. Legendary. My number 1 scent for groom. That's Raja from the Alt Lux collection. Number 1. That's what I'm wearing. Those are my top 15 best fall wedding fragrances for men in 2025. For those of you who are new to the channel, please hit the like button, tune in, subscribe. I'll have a link to the full video down below. Check me out. Peace. So now that ending and I cut, let's talk about it. I started a little late. I'm going to sip a little late. I'm going with Bondstone Heritage Reserve Quad Oak. Quad Oak. That's 4 oaks. So that's like double. I meant to have this sip. Hold on. Did my video get slow? Go with a light pour today. Go with a light pour. And that's Bondstone Quad Oak, which is kind of has a similar taste to Woodford Reserve Double, but it's like half the price. Half the price. So with that out the way, let me see. Let me read the comments and we can get to it. And this is any questions. Let me see. Scents and Bottles and Beers. Best wedding scent for those who have lighter pockets. Lighter pockets is easy. So you want me to just throw some, because this ain't be part of my edit, so we can talk about it. Lighter pockets, off the rip. Let's say Hacivat, Abroad. Lighter pockets, Abroad is the best pound for pound. Whether you an attendee, best man, or getting married. Abroad just is the go. Let me see. Cheaper Extraordinaire. I feel like you can get that under $1,000. I feel like you can get that for like 8, but some people, I did say 8 like it's light work. But if you save and you budget, I mean, here's the thing. Hold on, let's talk about it for a minute. You getting married, right? How many times you plan on getting married? One time? You already paying 20, 30, 40,000 for the wedding, maybe? Who gives a fuck about a $3,000 fragrance? Bro, it's your wedding. If you can pay for her to have that $10,000, $15,000 ring or whatever, or $5,000, whatever your budget is. I'm not going to assume everybody got a big budget. Maybe you know it was $500-$600 from Zales or some shit. Like it's cool, whatever. It don't matter. It ain't the cost of the ring. It's the love and shit. So I'm not trying to do that. But you spent a good penny on that. You spent at least $6,000 on the wedding. At least probably 10 to rent out the venue, things of that nature. You probably spent 10. Okay. Before you get married, go out and buy your goddamn Raja Hot Lux. Alt Lux. Go buy it. You can't do that for yourself. You can't splurge that one time. It's your wedding, bro. Tell her, bro, listen, I'm taking a credit card out or whatever. I'm buying this. It's my wedding. I'm buying this. You can buy that expensive dress. I can buy this. I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, seriously, I don't want to be that guy, but let me see. The YouTube went to a commercial on my TV, so let me skip that so I can get back on the chat. But I'm just saying, I don't want to be that guy, but it's your goddamn wedding. You can't wear that. But okay, cool. You want to be financially responsible. I get it. I preach it. So do a broad. Isola Blue. Oh, Isola Verd came in today too. Chef's kiss. So glad I got it. Chef's kiss. Chef's freaking kiss. Desert Rain. I think it's a good one. Desert Rain, Isola Blue, Abroad. German Street. You can't go wrong with German Street. A masculine man scent. To me, Love Suede is clutch. Love Suede, bro. Second Soul. What are we talking about? It's second. Well, you might still be able to get Second Soul. I don't know if it's still in production, but good luck with that. Lavish. I mean, Lavish. I think in the Facebook groups you can get Lavish. Maybe. I think you can find this on Fragrance Net. Maybe what? I think I got the link. Look in the video. Look in the video on the live. I think I have a link for this that you can buy it directly from. I think I linked it. Like $275 or something. You're getting married. You can splurge $275 for a fragrance. If you can't, you're gonna have a long marriage of being a gump. And she walking over top of you. Good luck, bro. You can't do that for yourself. Good luck, my friend. Good luck. She gonna run your pockets and treat you like her son. Say no. Do that. I don't know. I would choose those. A few of those. I'm trying to think what else inexpensive I have. I mean, Fougere Royale. You can get that for the cheap. Fougere Royale. I think you can get that for $100 now. If you can find it, one of my all-time favorite rose fragrances is Cartier. What is it? Cartier Declaration d'un Soir. One of the best rose fragrances. Second Soul is gone. Yeah. Givenchy Reserve Privé is a good one. I like that actually. I'm not buying it just because it's not worthy to be in my collection. I'm not buying it. Personally, he says that's end of the day. I'm waiting on Lavish in the mail right now. Got it for $220. That's what I'm saying. Like that Boadicea is like that Lavish is. If you like Great Vetiver, if you like a masculine scent, Nishane Nefs, I don't know. So because of that boozy aspect, it's rose and oud. It's different. If I was the fragrance I really could have put on this list, but I wanted to put Legend on the list based on the season we're going into in autumn. I just wanted Legend on the list. I could have put Blue Sapphire on the list. I remember there was a time you couldn't find Blue Sapphire for like under $600. Now you can find it like $370, $320 sometimes, $329 for a tester. Blue Sapphire is clutch, bro. You wear that at a wedding, you put about 5 to 6 sprays on. When you walk down the aisle, bro, everybody's gonna know your name. Where everybody knows your name. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's a ton of fragrance, Dubois fragrance. I could, to be honest, I like Sada, but I could have put London Oud here. Oud Vert, Lucius. But here's the thing, man. I literally could have made this list with nothing but Raja. Easily. And I will smoke boots. If I was doing the verse scents on wedding scents, I would smoke boots with nothing but Raja and nothing but Boadicea. And I haven't even gotten into a fragrance that was literally on the teeter, but I just haven't spent enough time with it is Xerjoff Louis V? I could have put that one up here. I just haven't spent enough time with it. I got it in the summertime. It was hot, muggy. I didn't like the wearing experience in the summertime. It wasn't a bad fragrance, but it was just like that coffee. There's some darkness to it. This dark and light thing with the champagne. I didn't like the wearing experience in the summertime, but I can tell it was a good fragrance. I know in autumn it should be good, but the difference is between these, I've worn all these fragrances. I haven't really worn the new Xerjoff Louis. I haven't worn that. So I can't come on camera. Well, I can. People do it all the time. Come on camera and lie and say it's going to, I haven't worn it. I can't tell you what it's going to do outside, especially in the autumn. I can't tell you how many compliments it's going to get. I can't tell you if I think it's suitable for this occasion. I just haven't gotten the vibe from it. When I got it, it was hot. It was like 90 degrees. I put it on and I was just like, I just prefer to wear something more citrus. That was me. On my skin, that coffee pops on my skin. On my skin, that coffee, I don't know if it's coffee or it's patchouli in there or whatever, but there's this nuttiness that kind of pops on my skin. I don't get the citrus blooming effect at the top. I get the base on my skin. The base is there on my skin. So when I wore it in the summertime, it didn't resonate with me. But that's like when I tried Opal. I know I like Opal. I know I like Louis the 13, but I haven't bought Opal. I've been waiting. I'm waiting for Opal to hit like 375. 375, maybe 420. I might pick it up because I think Opal's a really good fragrance. That also has coffee in it. Something about that coffee note on my skin. These like gourmand-esque notes pop off of my skin. I can't speak for nobody else, but it stood out on me. It stood out on me. But I like it. I don't want to come on camera and put it on the list just to put it on the list. Then I'm just doing anything. I mean, I guess I could, but I prefer to put fragrances on the list I have worn, I have experience with. I know what I would choose. Opal is nice. I say Opal is almost like they went Raja. It's like Boadicea went Raja. I think Opal should have been like in Raja's kind of thing. I like Opal. Richwood or Coromandel? Richwood. Oh, God damn. I could have put Richwood. Thank you. I could have put Richwood on this list. I think Richwood is golly. Okay. Zeke, great question. I'm choosing Opal over Defender. Defender is just good. Defender's just a good fragrance. It doesn't blow me away. Opal blows me away. Starlight is almost too gourmand for me. It's like almondy, cinnamon, almonds. I did a review. One of my first Xerjoff reviews was Starlight. Check it out. I'm going with Opal, especially in this particular category. Now, if I'm going to the bar, I'm gonna be around some drinks. I'm going to a cigar lounge. Unless it's an upscale cigar lounge, I'm wearing Defender. If it's upscale, I'm wearing Opal. I think Opal has a more upscale feel than Defender. I think Defender is like, I don't want to say it smells like this fragrance, but it kind of like Angel Shares kind of thing. It's kind of like, I don't find Angel Shares to be like exquisite. I just think it's a really good fragrance. Brompton Immortals X-Ray, have you put your nose on it yet? Anyone in the chat? I don't have Brompton. I don't have that. I can't speak to that. Matter of fact, I might have a sample of it though. I got a whole box. I just don't. Football Sundays up. I was going to do like sample Sundays. I have a whole tote box. I wish I should just pick this camera up and turn it around. I have a whole tote box full of samples. So when I bought fragrances or whatever, over the years, going back to like 2016, I got boxes of official samples I have not worn, tried, or whatever. I just want to do random, pick out, this is what I think of them. More Than Words is nice, but when it comes to Rose Ooze, More Than Words just don't, it just don't do it for me as it used to do it for me. But I say the same thing about Ooze Satin Mood. More Than Words is very fruity. It's a great Rose Ooze fragrance. Just like Atelier des Source, what's their rose fragrance? Rose Araby or something like that. That's cool. I had it. I put it back in the box because I plan on selling it. The one with the gold flakes in them. Yeah, I'm like, I don't wear that. And I think it's once I really started smelling like oud attars and I started getting into my Middle Eastern ouds, then it's like certain ouds just fell off a cliff for me. When I want to wear oud, I just wear oud or what I deem to be oud. Not saying the other ones don't have real oud. I'm not saying that, but that's just how I choose. Rose oud, have you tried? I don't have any Aaron Terrence Hughes fragrances, and I won't own any. No hate or nothing, but I don't own. No, I'm not talking about Lune Feline. It's like Rose. It's called Rose something. I can look it up on the phone real quick. Since we just shooting the shit, now I can look at my phone because none of this will be on the edit. Let me go to Fragrantica Rose. Let me see. Hold on. When did Lune for how many Lune Feline? I'm seeing they came out with some new Lune Felines, got extracts and different. Interesting. That's interesting. Lune Feline extrait, Lune Feline. Interesting. Carwa. I ain't checked out this brand in a minute. Lune Feline Vintage. Rose on my yard. Is that discontinued or something? It's called the Vintage Collection, but it came out in 2024. I had this bottle way before 2024. So I don't know if that. No, yeah, I had my bottle like in 2017, 18, maybe 19. Rose on my yard. Yeah, I have it. It's a good rose oud fragrance with the brown sugar raspberry, but then I'd rather wear my Boadicea rose ouds. Namir, Carbon Sapphire, Alsef, or Alsef, Alcoop. And I've tested all Alcoop, Supreme, and damn, where my samples at? I was having, matter of fact, I hit Josh up and I was telling him my thoughts on those three because there's a difference on those three. Let me find the message I got. I'm having a brain fart with the other when somebody put it in the chat, I'll think about it. It's Alcoop. They all smell like Ooh for Greatness. Let me see if I can figure it out because I can tell you. Somebody there it is. Glistening. So Boadicea has Supreme, which is now in Spirit of Kings. They have Glistening, or they had Supreme. They don't have it no more. They had Glistening, and they had Alcoop. Now, Alcoop was a Kuwait exclusive. Supreme was a Spain exclusive, and Glistening was in the black bottle that you can get. My thoughts. Supreme is like more woodier, almost oud forward. Alcoop is sweeter. And when you say, because they have caramel in it, people always said Oud for Greatness smelled like Baccarat Rouge 540. I never really got that. It's almost like I understand why people said it, but I never really got that. Alcoop made me understand that. I think it's more Haldane, but there's this crystallized, sugary sweetness that doesn't smell like hospital gloves. Because Baccarat, sometimes the regular one smells like hospital gloves to me, like latex. It's kind of like hit and miss. I like the extrait more. But with Alcoop, you get that like crystallized burnt sugar kind of thing. And the caramel, you can smell it with that burnt sugar. So it's like very warm. and it's kind of transparent, just like Baccarat. It disappears, but you like kicking out like Al Coupe. Now, glistening, I think, is the overall complete composition of the three. I think Al Coupe is more wearable. I think Supreme would be number 3. I think glistening is the more well-rounded of the three. So it goes into that. It's like more oud for greatness. But I have Al Coupe, and I have been debating if I want to add glistening, just because I can smell the difference between the two. But I also think that's unnecessary $300 to spend to add it to the collection when I can just get something else. So, financial problems. Let me see. Wanting to get more into amber fragrances this fall. If you have any unisex, unisex amber fragrances, I would probably go with something ambery that's more vanillic. I like, I don't know if that's too smoky for you. Rag and Bone, which is the designer company, amber. The compliments I get on that is amazing. It's like amber with plum. It's almost like plum japonais without the extra smoke and without the florals. And on certain times you can get it cheap, and because it's designer, they may have a soap and a lotion for it. Maybe. I haven't looked, but Rag and Bone, amber, good amber. I have it, very good. I'm trying to think what I would recommend to somebody as an amber that's easy to wear. Maybe Dates Delight. Maybe Dates Delight could work for you because it's fruity. Armani Privé's amber. Let me see. Let me get the right name. Ombre Eccentrico. That's like dried fruits and amber. That's a good one to try. I move my ambers around. I mean, I would bring the greatest amber ever, but you can't find it, so I don't really want to talk about that. Yeah, Ombre Roos I own. I think that's a good one. That's like I always say that's like a classy broad, and I don't say broad is disrespectful or an alternative for the BITCH. I'm not saying it as that. When I think of like classy broads, I'm thinking like classy old school, like Lena Horne. Respectful. Like I use broads as like a respectful, like some classy broads, bro. Like powerful, like Lena Horne, kind of like Jackie Onassis, like Marilyn Monroe. I mean, I can't say Marilyn was classy. She was a side chick, but you get my drift. Like Josephine Baker, like classy. Like you'd be like, yo, some classy broads. Take it back to the 60s. Yeah, Grand Soir is a good amber, but I just think that's more Grace Kelly. Yeah, y'all like yo, them some broads, bro. Like in a good way though. I'm not using it as an alternative for saying BITCH. I'm not using that as that, but I'm using like I can't think what's the lady, the black lady, she be on the Breakfast Club. She always playing somebody's mama on movies, like in Tyler Perry movies or whatever. I can't think her name, but that she funny and she will curse and she don't care. I can't think her name, but that is a broad. She is a broad. Though that's a broad right there. Powerful. She don't give a fuck. Like Felicia Rashad, classy broad, bro. Like this is what I'm talking about. Jennifer Lewis, that is the classy broad. Jennifer Lewis. When I think of a broad, bro, Jennifer Lewis. I love some Jennifer Lewis. That's like your auntie. When you say auntie, that's like your auntie you want to drink some cognac with. because she gonna have me rolling. I love me some Jennifer Lewis. She is like a national treasure to me. Let me see what else. Angela Bassett, classy joints. But anyway, Ombre Rousse is amazing. There's so many amazing. All right, here's what I would recommend for you. Matter of fact, here's my, because this is what I did. And I'm gonna give y'all this hint. And this is what I did to find out what I love when I was in my buying or finding out the best notes. I would go to Lucky Scent. I hate Lucky Scent samples, but I use it for what it is. I go to Lucky Scent. I will type in the search bar amber. All these fragrances will come up, and then I will read each fragrance to kind of make sure amber is a product, because amber's in just a lot of fragrances in general. It's like a obligatory note that sometimes show up. But if it was an amber forward Ombre Premier, Jovoy, boom, vanillic, easy to go, amber, get that. Ombre Premier, that's it. No pass, go. Another good one that's like that is Histoire de Parfums 114. I have it. Go, get it. Vanillic, benzoin, not too animalic. It has rose in it. So it's like amber and rose, which makes Jovoy's Ombre Premier, Histoire de Parfums 114, and Ombre Nuit, even though I think that's more ambergris. That's a good one. And if you can find it, let me see if I can find it. Because I'm having a brain fart. Ooh, that's gonna be hard for me to find. Let me do I'll tell you what's another classic. Ombre Sultan is a classic. But my thing, and I own it. My thing with Ombre Serge Lutens, which is, so when you say Guerlain, Frederic Malle, Serge Lutens, Chanel, these are like, to me, like classic houses. I don't know if when I discuss them, I want to discuss them like with a level of like almost prestige. I think they earned it. Even though Chanel can be assholes, just by how they treat the community overall. Great house nonetheless. If you can find it, one of my Grail Ambers is Dior Mitza. I have the big boy bottle. Mitza, that's that rose and amber with pink pepper kind of thing. But on the low scale end, if you're getting into ambers, Histoire de Parfums 114 and Ombre Premier from Jovoy. And you can probably get them cheap at discounters. Both under $200 at least. And you can get like a 50 ml of Ombre Premier. It'll last you long. Trust me. Use that. How about I got my nose on Fortitude from Robert Graham. I don't even know who Robert Graham is. Let me see. Velvet Amber Sun, don't have it. Soul Batik is that one. Let me see who this is. Let me see who that is. I've never Moorish. I've seen the bottles floating around. But again, I feel like the reality is this. When you feel like you have the best ambers on the planet, you don't want to try. I mean, like, who cares? If it's not better than Tom Ford's Amber Absolute, if it's not better than Ombre Rousse, if it's not better than Mitza, if it's not better than Ombre Sultan from Serge Lutens, if it's not better than Matriot Ombre Perso, then what are we talking about? That's always been my theory. So what are we talking about? What am I getting it for? Just to say I got it? To be on the shelf? For what? It's not better than the top 5 I just named. I'll just wear the top 5. That's my thing. Mitza is next level. Ombre Sultan, some people would argue, is one of the best ambers. I wouldn't. Ombre Peugeot is, I believe, the first amber to ever come out. Ever in the history of ambers. All ambers have came after it. From Montreal Parfumi et Gantier, Ambre Perso. Yeah, it came out in 1988. First amber ever came. Everybody else is his sons or daughters, however you want to look at it. That's one of the greatest. I have it. But that can go animalic a little bit. That also has rose in it, but the rose isn't as blended as I find Jovoy, Mitza, and the other fragrance I was talking about. Blended together. His store de parfum is 114. So it might be, but by how much? You know what I mean? By how much? Is it better than Amber Absolute? If it ain't, then I'm just like, yeah, I can save that $100 for something else. I don't know, man. I always tell people I like money more than I like fragrances, kind of, which is weird. But I told you my nightmare. I already told y'all my worst fear. I'm gonna die and I'm gonna leave my family with these bottles to deal with and sell, and I think that's a headache. I wouldn't want to deal with that. That comes to mind is Musk Ravageur. I think that's more of a vanilla fragrance, in my opinion. But we can that's debatable. I think that's more vanilla to me. And then they have the cloves in there. So I mean, let me see. Nice setup. Appreciate it. Rosendo Matu, number 5. I love that fragrance. That's another fragrance people tried to ruin me on. People tried to say that they smell a rubber smell in that. And then I started smelling it, and I'm like, bro, what the? Stop saying these things, because I don't be smelling it. But now with those fragrances, I just make sure I don't sniff them. I just kind of wear it and let it come to me. But I'm telling you, when you wear Rosendo Matu and you go outside, it's going to do what it do. Women, men, it is highly complimented. Somebody said baby cats, almost like Rosendo Matu. I don't own baby cat. I thought about adding it, and then I just be like, I don't care. I think it's Caftan or Caban. One of them is more amber. The other one's more sandalwood. I keep getting it mixed on which one. But I think it's more benzoin, but some would say amber is like benzoin and vanilla, kind of, with maybe some incense. Good luck on finding Persepolis Ombre. That to me is the greatest amber ever created. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt, Darius. I mean, people was talking about baby cat, and I was just like, I'm good on that. Le Leon is animalic. I like that. But a lot of people with that classic Chanel musk is there. People don't talk about that enough. You get that citruses up top, but you also get that classic, some would say vintage musk in the background. And that can be a hit or miss for some people. It can get a little animalic. Where are we at on time? Okay, we good. 144. We'll talk a little bit more and then I'll be out of here. Ian, day 3 fragrances. I like that fragrance. I look forward for that fragrance. I look forward to that fragrance on this winter. I look forward to that. I find that to be more rose oud than an amber fragrance. That's, to me, day 3's Middle Eastern take on their fragrances. I think he kind of tapped into the Middle East on that. I just think that's just a typical, I won't say typical in a bad way, but it's kind of like your typical rose oud Middle Eastern fragrance, but it's kind of blended where it's not screechy, but it just reminded me of like many rose oud fragrances I have kind of smoked before or own. So it doesn't stand out as much in my collection because I have like really, 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 really good rose oud fragrances. So for it to stand out in my collection, has to be like And although I like the fragrance, it's not for me. There it is. For people who might say I'm shilling the company. I don't talk about that all the time. And I love rose ouds, but it's a good fragrance. It's a great fragrance, actually. It's just for me who have a lot of rose ouds, it's just, my rose oud take here is like here. Which is still good because it's still better than a lot of other stuff that's down here. But it's kind of like mid-tier rose oud to me. Let's go with a few more questions. We got 147 in here. For anybody who's maybe checking out or leaving, please hit the like button on your way out. Please hit the like button on your way out. Let me see. How to be. I can't see that. Okay. Yeah, somebody telling me it's the right one. It didn't show up. Christian Dior Ombre Nuit. He might mean Ambar Dominicano. But Ambar Dominicano, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like that goes into more. I think that becomes boozy on me. I need to revisit that. Let me see. I'll tell you what's another good fragrance. Ambar del Sur from let me from Carner Barcelona. That's a good vanillic amber. That's a good one. For the young lady who asked me about amber scents, also try that Carner Barcelona. Try that one. I think that'll work for you. I think that'll work for you. Let me be reminded of this. Yeah. So Ambra Dominicano, it went boozy for me. It went completely boozy, which I like it. I like it a lot because it goes boozy. It's rum. You got the honey, you got the red wine, you got the Davina. That's all the Immortelle. That's all the booze with the passion fruit. Yeah, man. With the rose and benzoin. I mean, it's like a boozy amber. Yeah, you could say that. And then I would also say Note M. Micallef Note Vanille or Vanille. That is, when you talk about boozy ambers, chef's kiss. Roger Amber Oud. Yeah, that's a good one, but I have a hard time listing that as an amber fragrance because there's so much going on. It's almost really more rose oud. It's just his oud isn't like really animalic. Then it's fruity. Then it's musky. And yeah, it has amber, but it's really like more ambergris than dark resinous benzoin amber. So I have a hard time putting that in the amber list, although it's called Amber Oud. I just have a hard time putting it there, if I'm being honest with you. Have I tried any high-end artisanal fragrances? Sultan Black Rose from Ensar is a masterpiece. No, I haven't had a lot of them. I've tried some like artisanal fragrances like Desir. I tried a lot of Desir fragrances. That's a Japanese fragrance house that uses all Japanese oud. You got to get all their fragrances from Lucky Scent. I tried a lot of his fragrances. There's two I like. One I own. The one I own, and I think they all come in 30 mls. The one I own is Hano no Moto. The one I want is like $1,000 for a 30 ml. Hana no Oto is the one I have. The one I want is, let me find it. But it's like $1,000 for a 30 ml, bro. I'm not saying I don't like spending money, but for a 30 ml, Cara. Now, Cara Oud is this, from my understanding, anybody in the artisanal ouds correct me in here. I'm okay with being corrected. From my understanding, Cara Oud, I believe I'm pronouncing it right. If not, you can correct me on that too, is one of the most expensive ouds you can use or buy. That's probably why it's $1,000 for 30 ml. Let me see if Lucky Scent still have it, because they might be sold out because you're just not. Yeah, like I got a free sample off the buy. I asked for that as a sample for 0.5 ml. They charging $40 for it. For 33 ml, it's like $11.50. For 30 ml, bro. I like oud and I like artisanal, but here's the thing, man. That shit is good if you want to be in the house sniffing. I'll be outside. I can't speak to people who don't be outside. A lot of people like this artisanal stuff, the stuff that smells like the wind and the sheiks of money, but y'all don't be outside. Y'all don't be around people. Y'all not I'm not talking about you, Holmes. Not personable. Y'all don't be getting compliments in the real world. Y'all just want to, let me say y'all, there's a segment of people who just like to set up in the house and wear stuff and spray it. Like I have, what's this brand? I can't think of the name. The blue bottle back there. I can't think of the name of it. Kalakasi oud. I have Kalakasi oud. That shit is, first of all, it'll stain your clothes. It's one of the oldest Indian ouds out. That smells like the jungle. It smells like damp earth, jackfruit, which jackfruit has this like banana kind of smell, soil, all that good shit. I'll be outside. I'll be around people. I'll be around women. I'll be around men. I'm sociable. I don't want shit I can just, I'm not paying $1,000 to set in that I can only wear setting in the house. And I paid that for that particular fragrance. That is like one of those, like, unless I'm going to a cigar lounge, that's one that I just haven't had the balls to wear out. I haven't found the way to, I think I have to layer that. I think I need to wear that, then layer that with Paris Monte Carlo's Taif Rose. I think then that will balance the bullshit I get from that. But that's like a really expensive oud. But and people be getting into artisanal, and bro, don't be outside. So I don't know why I'm wearing stuff that I can't wear outside, because I'm outside. I'm not, I'm at work. I'm around people. I'm not sitting in the house sniffing bottles and shit. That's why you see dents in bottles, because I'm wearing them outside, not sniffing them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, from a dude, Al-Karash. Yep. From his prestige line, Kalakasi oud. I own it. That shit, I haven't figured out how to wear that yet. I personally haven't figured out how to wear that yet, because it has to be really cold, and I haven't, for me. And you say, well, I gotta be really cold. People wearing it in the Middle East. Okay, if I go to Dubai, I might put it on and put 50 sprays on and smell like everybody else, maybe. Okay, cool. I'll do that there. Here on the East, bro, I'm not putting 50. That might get 2 sprays, and then I'm going to layer it with a really strong rose fragrance to take away from that is just different. I haven't figured out how to wear that. Again, if I'm going to a cigar lounge, I'm going to be around smoke, I can probably pull that off there. Probably. But I like to be out. Why would I pay a lot of money on fragrances I don't wear out? Some of that shit don't be doing what it's supposed to do. I'm not saying I'm reaching for compliments, but I can like a fragrance, like the way it transitions, and still like to wear something that when I'm outside gonna get compliments. I can do both. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But I heard they got great fragrances along with Russian Adam and all that other stuff. One of the fragrances I was gonna reach for today was from Mr. Oz. Mr. Oz, indie perfumer, some great fragrances. I I think it's Santal Eclat. That is like, he got like 4 different sandalwoods in there. And some Vietnamese oud or something in there. Like, that is a sandalwood of all sandalwoods. That is like, you get all elements of sandalwood, from dry woodiness to sandalwood powder to, like, you get it all. That is amazing. That's indie, but I can wear that outside. So, yeah, see, that's my thing. Yep. I think all world fragrance, I think some people buy that stuff to hold on to it just to say they have it, maybe review it, and then try to sell it later because only limited amounts come out. So some people just try to hoard it and jack up the price and then try to sell it in groups for X amount of dollars. And when I smell that, and when I smell some of that stuff, and then I smell like some Boadiceas or some Rajas, I'd be like, I don't, it's cool. Yeah, I can experience the experience of real oud, but you know, some of y'all ain't outside and shit. You know what I'm saying? Some people are, some people aren't. Some people know how to wear that, some people don't. And I'm not talking about every fragrance, but some fragrances you shouldn't be wearing outside. All right, I think we're over 2 hours. So is there anything else before I go ahead and turn this music on? Come on, a couple more questions and then we up out of here. Couple more. If you got them. Going once. Going twice. Last call for alcohol. All right. We're going to go ahead and
The cipher.
Peace, y'all. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all all tapping in. I heard some people say, somebody said where I get my light display, it's all custom. Everything I got is custom built back here. So my contractor did all that. The best fragrance for business deals. I mean, you can almost wear any of these wedding fragrances for the best fragrances for business deals. On Fifth Avenue, I don't own it, Darius. I can't tell you. Get you a sample, see if it works for you. Yeah, get yourself a sample, Darius. See if it works for you, bro. I don't own it, but I'm also not interested in really owning it. I'm just not because it ain't good, but because if it's not better than my top 50 back here, I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not, respectfully. But if you like it, you know what I'm saying? Get it. With that being said, I'm going to leave you the way I greeted you. That's in the universal language of peace. Again, this Wednesday, the top 10 most complimented Boadicea fragrances you will ever need. That is it. You don't even need enough fragrance. When we want to talk about compliments, Wednesday, tune in. Peace.